What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Booster Jaden YouTube channel. Today I want to take a look at these indicator lights. I did have a set of these ones which are just, I don't know, they look like regular LEDs, which it was aftermarket, and it was a pair until I broke one trying to put it in. I think I put it in back to front. So I got another set of ones like this, and we're going to attempt to put them in without breaking anything. So let's try it out. So we'll start by taking these things here and popping them out, which are just like little body retainer clips, which just pop out with a screwdriver very easily. I thought, do we want to pull the fender or do we want to do the bolts? So now that I've taken my body retaining clips off the inner guard, I'm going to carefully reach my hand up there and see if I can pop it out. Oh, I can. Bit sharp on the old hand though. Now that we've got it out, there's like a little harness here. Unplug it, and that's the first one out, and it came out that way. So that bit there, and now we take our new one and we put it in, oh no, this way. So we'll plug it in. Goes one of these ways. There we go. Feed it in, feed it through. We'll hook it that side. Okay, let's just leave it like that and call that done. And now we'll put our retaining clips back in, which I keep heaps of those as spares because they break very easily, like I think this one just did. Yep, broken on the side. I will get another one. Completed all of them. New one fitted there, and I just fitted that one. And now for the next side. Pull this one off. Pull that one off, and then we take this guard liner, peel it back, and we reach up and pop the indicator out, unplug it, plug in our new one, and then I made the mistake the first time of putting them in that way, but it actually goes that way. So we'll put it in. Literally tap it in, and it's locked in place. That ain't coming out or off. She does need a wash. And now we'll put our inner guard screws back in. Now we'll just quickly put our inner clips back on this side. All done. So these are our factory ones, which are now removed, which are great, and the new ones are on and they didn't break this time, so I feel a lot better about that. I'm just going to quickly test that they actually work. Oh yeah, they work. I actually thought that they were going to reflect a different colour, but that's pretty cool. I've also got one of these handbrake covers, which I've never put these on before, and this is the least good of the two that I have, so this is what the daily gets. And why don't we put something else on it too in this video. Okay, so let's pull out these little side plastics. I always keep it disconnected for some reason. Should really wipe that down first. I use a multi-clean on cleaning this kind of stuff. I don't like the shine for some reason. I mean, if you're going to install something, you may as well just give it a quick clean down. Won't do any harm. Now we take the handbrake cover itself, and I presume it just stretches over this and pulls real tight. I did remove it just to tighten it up, so now we'll push it back on, and yeah, Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? A leather cover for the handbrake. Never seen one of these before, actually. And now we'll take our cup holder, carefully put that over it, put it back down, clip it in. I never put the clips in down here because it's just getting taken apart too often. And I've got these little things here to holds my phone and wallet and that when I drive, because I don't have much storage in here due to the PA system being right here. And then there's all sorts of stuff mounted here and here and here and up on the window here and here, and then there's even more bits up here. We do need to put a new dash cam in, actually. That'll be coming up. So I quite like the handbrake cover, actually. I like the stitching on it, and it matches the rest of the interior, so I'm pretty happy with that. Leather matches the boot here, which doesn't have the stitching, but oh well. Under the hood. So I was gonna look to replace this oil cap with a Mobil 1 oil, which, I don't know, I thought it was the coolest looking one out of what was available for purchase at the time. The factory one. There's lots of gunk in this new one. I'm gonna go clean it and then I'll come back and then we'll put it on. So now that I've cleaned it and it's all nice and clean on the inside, we can now put it on. In fact, what's that grit? I'll clean it again and come. So this time I took the whole thing apart and cleaned it, and then you just stick the seal over the top of it like that, and then we can now unscrew the factory one, which is plastic, which that's the inside of the cap on the daily. No sludge, no anything. I have to keep checking it and it makes me paranoid. Alright, we've got it now. There we go. So that kind of makes it look a little bit better in the engine bay, I think. I quite like the look of that. And then I do have a replacement radiator cap, but I think that that'll be too hot to take off. Oh, let's do it. I wanted to replace it with a sard racing cap, which it's meant to be right there, 1.3 cubic meters. Oh, I don't know what that means. And look at the original cap on the daily. It's not even really that dirty. That's not rust. The inside of the radiator itself is pretty clean. I mean, it's green coolant. So that's our... Let's just quickly compare though and make sure that they're the equivalent. So we've got two caps. That's our factory one. Yep. And that's our aftermarket one that I just had to clean, and it's a bit more built up in the corners, but I don't think that bit matters. But this part here is in better condition than this one. Like, this one's hard to spin, this one easily spins. I don't know if that means anything to anybody. That one spins easy, that one doesn't. So let's take our sard racing cap and put that one on. A lot of people I see on the Swift pages talking about radiators. How do you get them off? Well, I too went through that, like, how do you get it off? And then you've got to actually push down on it, and then it just twists off all the way. So hopefully this cap doesn't cause my car to overheat tonight. On the way home, should be alright though. And then the old parts literally go in the box with all the others that I have. Okay, so final things to check is the cap's on and it's not leaking. I put the cap back on here because I removed that. Oh, that's ugly. Look at all my wiring. I have a big go at our TM's messy and look at me, eh? Well, They say that you can live with your own. Listen to how much air this thing sucks. Sucks lots of air, that filter, really loud in your face. Yeah, no, everything looks alright. The cap's not leaking either, which is good. Seems to be on. It's warm, there's pressure on it. And then we've got the side lights, which are working. And then we've got the bonnet struts, which are pretty cool, that I installed over New Zealand's level 4 lockdown, which are quite cool. You don't need the thing here, which I've cable tied it. No need for it, because the bonnet will hold itself. And the light there is working really nice. Now we finish off the day. Alright everyone, that's going to do it for this episode on the Booster Jaden YouTube channel. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. And if you don't care, then don't do anything. Instagram link will be here. Follow me there for more updates. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, or if you want to, that is. And I'll catch you very soon in the next episode on the Booster Jaden YouTube channel.